I'm here with the art and sound team. If you guys could introduce yourselves.
I'm Jerry Schrader. I'm sound designer on Guild Wars.
I'm Tirzah Bauer. I'm an environment artist and associate art director for Path of Fire.
And my name's Horia and I'm the franchise art director for Guild Wars.
How long have you guys been working on Path of Fire?
It's been, gosh, what, year and a half?
Yeah, I think that's about where I'm at, about a year and a half, yeah.
How did you approach this expansion differently from Heart of Thorns?
One of the biggest things was the map size. It's so much bigger in this, and obviously it's a whole new region that we haven't done before. And so we had a lot of really unique challenges to make these large maps feel really unique and have lots of different fun, refreshing areas to visit.
Did you look towards the Guild Wars 1 design, since it is an area that we're going back to that existed in Guild Wars 1?
Spiritually, yes. And we did put in a few landmarks that we know that people would really enjoy to see. But we also took a little artistic license to really make this feel epic and new and like nothing anyone's ever played or seen before.
When you asked how long this has been in production, I was going to be cheeky and say, well, 8 years or however it's been since Nightfall, but I think that there is a little bit of truth to that because there's a lot of kind of wish we could have done this, wish we could have pushed that further. And you know, with the new engine and the more mature team and the tool set and everything, we were able to achieve a lot of the things that spiritually we couldn't quite get there, and you know, artistically that we didn't even think of before. And so I think that on top of the giant size of the maps and everything is really quite staggering in terms of achievement. I'm very surprised by it still. So.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous map. I found myself going through and looking at the environments themselves and just being very impressed with the detail in them. Every little tent that you go in had a different creature or a different asset inside that was fascinating to look at, and that excited me a lot. So very well done.
Well, the maps are huge, and
that's just a small part, and
how you did it.
There's so much to explore.
Even for the demo, we brought in the map edges, and so there's even more in just that one map out of the 5.
For Jerry, what was it like creating the sound for the mounts?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, had a great time just developing their own quirky little personalities and things they will react to, and the way they, you know, behave while you're telling them to do something. I mean, it's very it's been a blast, and I hope to have captured the essence of who they are, what they do, you know, their movement style and all that through sound. And it helped that we had, you know, awesome concept art to work from, and the art, you know, our team is just second to none, so that really makes my job pretty easy from that standpoint. So
each one's got a bit of a different, obviously there's a different almost like a toolkit that each one has, where each is a different tool, and so what they do is different, but they also have their own personalities. You know, one's a little cuter, one's a little more badass. You know, we want to kind of cover the range, and I think sound captures that pretty darn well.
If you had to pick one thing that sticks in your mind as this was just fun, like I loved working on this one piece, what comes to mind?
For me, I have to say it's probably the little guys known as Choya in the world. They're pretty awesome.
Those little cactus things that split apart when you kill them?
Oh yeah, which were amazing.
What kind of sounds do they make?
Oh, I'm telling you what, they're a combination of weird talk box guitar pedal sounds with crossed with a inner tube attached to a Honda Civic muffler. I mean, they do everything. So they're.
Is that serious?
Seriously, yeah. Yeah. They are very irreverent, very rude, and they're kind of nasty little guys to be around, I think, is sort of their whole, you know, premise. But yeah, that was definitely one of the high points for sure.
For me, it was the challenge of this new region and making a desert interesting in many, many different ways. There's just a lot of games just do rolling sand dunes, and that's about it. But there's so much more you can do with desert environments, just looking from life. And so that was most fun for me, was being able to pick different areas and do like a whole new different feeling for each of them. Yeah,
I mean, I'll piggyback. Just recently, about a month ago or something, we're doing a fly-through through, you know, I think every map at Tirzah's desk, and you can get excited about one area that somebody's working on and have little tips here and there, but when you get to see the whole kind of map, the whole game, one pocket after another, and it's different. You got oases, you got canyons, you got stuff that's very scary and toxic and fires and all that stuff, and on the other side you've got the gorgeous kind of palatial estates and beautiful teal waters and all that stuff. Every pocket is so different, and I think we have more variety in just a desert environment than a lot of games have in their whole world. And it's I think it's a testament to just how much hard work goes into all the map making and the creativity behind, not just looking at something face value, going, how deep can we really drill down on this theme? And you couple that with a mature team and a really mature tool set, and I think it's the most beautiful game we've done.
I really noticed even just the outfits on the NPCs. There's so many different styles, so many different colors. The characters really feel like they fit in the desert, and that's just I kudos.
Yeah, the character team really outdid themselves for this. The people, we have multiple new children models, and all the different people really feel like they're new and they live in this world.
There's a huge variety between really poor, like dirt poor people that look like they're made of dirt, and then just gorgeous sort of really Baroque kind of gold outfits and fancy, almost pharaoh-like things. I think it's as varied as the environments, and you're totally right that they fit there. And then when you sprinkle in, you have those juxtapositions of like amazing castles and these barren deserts or palaces, and then you have really, really colorful tents versus these gray rocks and lighting and atmosphere. It's all just kind of like a little bit dreamlike when you're flying through it. And granted, when I was having that oh my god moment, it's because we're flying so fast through all the different stuff. But I feel like as a player, if you're to accordion that out over several hours, hundreds of hours, gosh if I know, it's going to feel fresh. People aren't going to get sick of it. It doesn't feel like just the desert map, and I can't wait to get to the next one. I mean, there's, I keep coming back to this, but there's frost, there's like snow, for God's sake. It's like high desert stuff. And it's just minor pockets here and there, but just really stretching the plethora of things that you can do in the desert to the absolute maximum. It's awesome.
As a personal favorite too, when I first started working in this company, my first project was Nightfall, and so I feel like that whole art style I get to come back to again 11 years later, and it was just like a personal this is so nice.
Wow. One up your own art and
Definitely,
kind of refresh
with
your
our
own
tools
ideas.
and just our experience and the amazing people I work with. We were just be able to hit the ground running and just got to do a lot of really cool things.
And Tirzah will take, for the cohesion pass at the end, she'll kind of help the other people with their map a little bit and kind of dive in and relight areas so that everything feels cohesive. So you do have, you're jumping from pocket to pocket within every map, and it feels super varied, but at the same time there's this, the general color palette feels like the same part of the continent. It's not competing with Heart of Thorns or any of that stuff. It's its own thing, and the variety is just vertical. I think that's, so I hope you don't quit. I hope it was a full circle.
Yeah, I'll just make another circle.
Good.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for your work on Path of Fire, and I know the players and I cannot wait to dive into it more. Thank you
Awesome.
for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.